Welcome, Aquarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your full moon in Capricorn reading. The full moon's occurring on June the 29th. So this is a few days, almost a full week ahead of that. I think we're in a really rich, intense energy period right now, activated by last week's new moon in Gemini, where we were bringing in clarity, allowing that clarity, that honesty, that enlightenment to clear away old energy, the old sense of fears and limitations that we still feel to some degree that we're experiencing as a part of a world that feels chaotic. So this reading is about our emotional maturity, as Jupiter has already prepared the ground for our emotional expansion, the expansion of our emotional intelligence. And Capricorn's energy is about taking responsibility for that, showing up, doing the right thing, being mature, not being afraid to stand up for self and others. And this feels like a complexifying energy. So this is going to be impacting many of you in your most sacred, private area of your life. This area of life is often associated with our connection with everything, the beginnings and endings, lessons learned that prepare us for new opportunities. So this feels like the closing out and the opening up of a new era for many of you. Starting with the wild unknown archetype, I pulled for you the cave, and I'm going to read you from the guidebook some of this description. So the cave has other titles: the dark, the portal, the interior. Those who persevere and journey to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It's a place of potent power, a portal to another realm, and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. It's a place to return for meaningful retreat where one can see the true self in the darkness. Cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet, because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. Let the cave teach you patience. So this feels very much in alignment particularly for those of you with Aquarius rising. There is a need to summarize, evaluate, measure the lessons that you've gained from your experiences to date, and really prepare yourself for experiencing yourself and your environment in a new way, elevating your goals, shifting your priorities, understanding that your dream is the priority. And this is clarified by mindfulness. Interesting. So mindfulness is about our frame of mind, our perspective, about how we're able to witness our own activities, our own words and thoughts. And I'm kind of looking up what this guidebook says about mindfulness. A lot of beauty in the stillness of the mind. And I think this reflects on the idea of the cave, where you are moving towards the center of your heart. And here it's asking you to still your mind in order for that to occur. Being present in the moment, how things could have been or what you could have done better, releasing that, not worrying about that. our minds, what we have to be thankful for, being patient and persevering, sort of shifting to gratitude and a sort of human forgiveness. You are a human being, you're not a machine. As capable as you are not all powerful or omnipotent. This is asking you not to rush to action, but to really be patient in allowing your intuition, your guidance to kick in for you. Staying mindful will make all of your endeavors, when you pursue them, more fruitful. So you're recentering in peace and finding peace in the moment. This is especially important for those of you that are feeling the pressures and anxieties of the world, the need to do something, stand up for something, say something, to recognize that there is an appropriate time and place for action, for thought, and there's also an appropriate place to pull back from the noise, the clutter, the violence of the world at large, and to recognize that there is actually another reality underneath the superficial glitter. In your present energy, the Strength card, and this feels like it's an affirmation of the need for patience. Underneath that patience is a recognition of your power, a feeling of being in your power, that you know how large you are, you know how big your dream is, you feel connected to your heart, and you express yourself from that heart. But there's still a way in which you understand that each step, no matter how inconsequential it seems, if that's the way you take care of your body, the way you take care of your home, the way you treat your allies, your coworkers, your family members, these are all parts of your power. And by dismissing or eliminating any part of that power, you minimize your own in the world. You minimize your credibility, certainly in the world, as the lion is known to display his power, his courage, his beauty, his strength. And all the roses in the mane remind you that it is nothing without the ever blooming relationships, experiences in our environment. And as things bloom, they wither, they die, and new ones grow. So the patience is that the cycle keeps continuing around us, and that we hold the center, the silent strength, not the noisy, loud power. That is not what this time is about for you at all. It's about the quiet, wordless strength and patience you can display. In the past, the Sun card, this is beautiful. In this context, it feels like marriage or parenthood. It feels as though you've experienced some ecstatic joy. You've connected deeply with other loved ones. You have created new life. And through that new life, you are experiencing new life yourself. This is that joyful, eternal inner child that wants to come out not only to play, but to simply be alive, to enjoy, to be in joy, in pleasure, to feel and revel in that boundless energy and enthusiasm. This is also telling me that you are deeply connected in a state of soul bonding in a way that makes you happy. Doesn't always make you happy, because the Sun card is temporary happiness. It is momentary. It is fleeting. It's certainly happiness we can experience, but we don't always know or can be surprised by this experience of happiness in a variety of situations. Not every union makes us feel this way, and not every union feels this way all the time. So that's something that is part of the patience that we're learning to cultivate in allowing our relationships to bloom, to go through cycles, to wither, to fade, to rebloom. This is part of healthy growth and expansion in a circle of loved ones. And in the future, the Six of Wands. For many of you Aquarians, I feel like the recognition you are receiving in your life because of your commitment. This commitment can be to your family, it can be to an organization or your community or a profession, a craft, a skill, a gift you have. But this dedication takes you into a wider community that you identify as a part of. And this allows you to execute your responsibilities, your obligations in a way that recognizes you are a team player. You're not solo. Even if the recognition you get for the way you're contributing to the success of this thing, this family, this community is recognized and celebrated, the victory is claimed. It is because you see yourself as a team player. You're modeling that behavior for others. This is in the future. This indicates your own growth. This is your own blooming here. The blooming that you are becoming patient with in other relations, in other aspects of your life, empowers you to experience this growth, this expansion yourself, and minimizes some of the ego that is encouraged by a lot of attention. But the attention you get is more about the regard you have among those that you are in community with. And that's what has value for you now. That's what you understand you're earning, and what is taking you closer to your dreams, to your sense of empowerment and an powerful impact in the community. This is you're doing something, standing up, saying something through these actions. Aquarius, if this reading is resonating for you, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot, and thank you for your presence here. I'm going to clarify the Sun card in the past with, too many, but I'm going to take the Ace of Swords here. So I think I'll pull all the cards at once. It's a little easier. So the Strength card in the present is clarified by the Four of Swords and the Ace of Cups. And in the future, the Six of Wands is clarified by the Page of Swords and the King of Swords. Ooh, like that. This is very juicy. Okay, so the Sun. This is all about heart energy. It's a lot of healing you've been working on from the past, from experiences of the past. There's a lot of revelation, illumination, even enlightenment that you are experiencing as you pursue the greater truth of what makes you happy, what's underneath that happiness. And this is in concert with this full moon in Capricorn, where the full moon is providing the reveal beneath what is obvious. So happy family, what's underneath that? There's likely to be some old beliefs, some expectations from the things you, your partner, or partners have been exposed to that were perhaps oppressive, limiting. There may be a sense of failure in relationship or family. You may have observed failure in connections. but you are allowing the truth of your own experience to guide you in understanding how this can be transformed into the sun of happiness, into a place of seeing the light. Because the sun, like the Ace of Swords, is about enlightenment, about understanding how hardship or misfortune can be transformed. And this is again in keeping with your own particular lunation focus on endings and beginnings. So the difficulties you've endured in relationships and family culture has been transformed to happinesses, deep happinesses, ones that you have to get silent to experience, to recognize, to identify. This is not happiness that comes in the flurry of a lot of activity, of rushing around or responding to every piece of negative news that occurs in the world. This is not reactive. This is a response to your own efforts to adjust your expectations appropriately and to release actually expectations about outcomes. The strength in the present is clarified by the Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords. This is your second ace. This is beautiful. This full moon, I have to say, is really unleashing a sense of direction for many of us, a clarity about the way we're being redirected, not dropping what we're doing and starting something new, although for some that may be a case. But this is more about renewing, revivifying your new beginnings. This is about an opening of the heart, a softening of your self-regard for your own experiences, less self-judgment. But it did require a lot of stillness for you to get to this place of gratitude, appreciation for all the difficulties that you've overcome and the lessons that they taught you. And this is about your appreciation and recognizing that these difficulties were gifts. They were gifts that strengthened you, prepared you, allowed your true value and character to come to the fore, for you to develop an ability to face fears, to be appropriately fearful, to understand that fear is something that informs you that something's important. And love is important in your life. Love is important in your world. And it is a power that can be wielded as strongly as any other kind of strength. The strength to wield power can come from the love. And this is definitely a parenthood experience. The things you can and will do for your child or your children can amaze you. In the future, the Six of Wands is clarified by the Page of Swords and the King of Swords. So it's interesting because your identification with a collective, a team, or a community, initially you approach it from a place of not really understanding how to separate yourself as an individual, an empowered individual, from a way in which you exist within community. You observe others, you listen to how things occur, you do your own research, you dig into what you do know, and eventually you come to a place where you are facilitating the curiosity of a team. So your curiosity, one of your most powerful possessions, as this is your suit of air. You are an air sign, Aquarius. Your ability to think is outsized often by your passion and compassion for not just others, for yourself. So I'm feeling like a lot of judgment that you have transformed, a lot of confidence that you've transformed into a more open-ended uh, response to the needs of a group of people, the needs of a community or a family. You're to a place of not assuming or making or having expectations of what that looks like, but a greater curiosity that's interested in new truths, facilitates dialogue, discussion, discourse, wants to know the experiences of others rather than assuming that you know what the experience of others are. So, this is recognizing that everyone is an agent of change, not simply you. This is really beautiful energy. It shows you really rising into a clear role, almost a beacon of discourse around the possibilities in some alternative arrangement. I'm going to finish this reading with a Language of Flowers card, and I've pulled the red rose. The key word is courage. Be brave, be strong, believe. I think the courage is required in staying in conversation for you, staying in a conversation that may not always feel smooth or comfortable. In fact, it's very uncomfortable. It pings on experiences of difficulty, suffering, pain. And some of those experiences we have to understand are universal. They don't just attach to individuals. We all experience some kind of suffering, some kind of uh, dismissal, some kind of betrayal or rejection in our lives. And understanding that may help you to own the necessity for courage, that courage of discomfort. This is something you're great at. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for this reading. Until next time, namaste.